a big part of our lives, and Stephanie is one of our financial experts here, shares some great tips and information. And today you're going to be talking about what to look for in a certified financial planner and why it's important, correct?
Yep. So just about anybody, with licensing can say they're a financial advisor. So you do want to make sure that doesn't necessarily mean everybody has the same competencies. So there's some things that you can ask when you're working with a financial professional to make sure that you're comfortable with who you're working with and they're going to fit what your needs are.
All right, for those people who have never used a financial advisor before, or maybe they don't realize they could really benefit from having a financial advisor, what do they do? What is their primary purpose for someone who has never utilized the service?
For what the purpose of a financial advisor, depending on who you go to, because they have different competencies, could be doing different things. A lot of people say, oh, I've got a financial advisor I'm working with. Well, really, and many times they have somebody who's focusing on helping them with their investments.
Okay.
So, you want to look at what approach does an advisor take. A CFP and many other advisors, but specifically a CFP looks at more of a holistic approach. So if you're saying, I need to focus on retiring in 5 years, great, we may focus on that, but there are many other things that could influence that. So we never just look at one thing in a silo. So you've got cash flow planning and insurance planning and estate planning and tax planning that all kind of interweave. They're like puzzle pieces. If one piece is off, then it could throw off your whole plan. So it's important that while we may focus on retirement planning, we're in the back of our mind considering all the tax implications, the legal implications of those things, and reviewing those on a regular basis.
I think a lot of people too think that maybe you have to have this certain level of wealth before you even consider needing or having a financial planner. So talk about that a little bit.
I mean, really, you're never too young to start learning about how to be smart with money. I do think that we have a long way to go in our education system of creating financial literacy in the school systems. I'm glad to see that we are growing in that capacity. So I don't think anybody is too young to start learning financial literacy, even if it's learning cash flow and budgeting of how to make your money work smart for you.
Right.
So you're never going to hit your financial goals if you don't know where your money's going. So it's important really to kind of be aware of where your spending is. That's a good thing to learn the minute you start having a job. And then some other things, some advisors do have minimums that you have for opening accounts. For financial planning, a lot of that is just some consulting. So sometimes people they want to do it on their own. They just need some guidance on how to get to those goals. So certain advisors, you want to ask, well, how do they get compensated? What services can they provide?
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. Yes.
Yeah. So in terms of compensation, like our firm is a hybrid practice. We can work with clients in whatever way is really going to work in their best interest. That's the key. Is your client going to get what's in their best interest? Are you working with an advisor who can work as a fiduciary? Are they going to put what's best for you first? So that's always an important question to ask an advisor that you're working with is, how are you compensated? Can you work as a fiduciary? And what a fiduciary means is basically we can't put our own considerations on the table. It's always got to be what's in the client's best interest. And to be quite honest, no matter whether you're held to a fiduciary standard or not, if you want to keep your clients for a long period of time, you better be putting their best interest first.
Right.
So in terms of compensation, financial advisors can get paid a lot of different ways. Us being a hybrid practice, we can work as a fiduciary, and we do more times probably than not work in that capacity. And then we get compensated, or firms can get compensated either on an advisory service where we may be managing a client's portfolio for a percentage of the assets that we manage. We may be working with a client for a flat charge if we do a financial plan or something where we look at the job itself. We do some consulting on an hourly basis. And then sometimes it's in a client's best interest to have us get paid from whatever company they need. So let's say a couple comes in and they've just had a baby and have a mortgage, and you know what, they need a term insurance to get to have some risk management protection to get them out 30 years while they're growing their assets and paying off their debt. Well, it would make more sense for them to get the same product for the same cost and have that insurance company pay us versus us have to charge a client. So there are times
Really?
where
I didn't know it was an option.
yeah, so as long as you're putting your client's best interest first, we are not opposed to having some situations where we are paid a commission if it's in our client's best interest to do it that way. It's going to cost them the same thing either way. We'd rather not have to charge a client if we don't have to do it that way.
Or even like maybe sometimes if it's in the client's best interest, if there's certain certified financial that specialize in different areas, whether it's retirement, so do you make those recommendations as well?
Yeah, I mean, a major difference between a CFP is competencies. There's a high degree of education that you need to have and training. You have to have a certain amount of experience to be able to carry the CFP. So the CFP, generally speaking, does give a little bit more competency. A client can go in knowing that you've had a rigorous, you've got rigorous ethics standards, you've got rigorous competency standards. So that helps. And
because it's your money.
It is, yeah. And you want to make sure that, you know, just ask the right questions. You know, how is your advisor being paid? What role can they play for you? And making sure that that relationship fits with what you need.
What are some of the comments from some of your clients when they start utilizing your services and they realize what a great job that SA3 Wealth does, and you've had some great returns? What's some of the feedback you've received?
I would say the biggest comments that I hear most is nobody's ever talked to me about that before. They've focused mostly on the investment side. It's the other stuff that goes along with finances that nobody's just addressed with them before.
And why do you think that's the case?
Because a lot of advisors will focus on investments and not necessarily looking at the holistic big picture.
The overall picture.
So yeah, I mean, it just depends if you're working with an advisor who is more holistic based or if they do have more of a specialization where they may be portfolio management or something like that. And not that either one is wrong, it's just you want to make sure you're working with an advisor that matches what you want out of that relationship.
Right. You talked about the importance of financial literacy, and with starting at a young age, you're never too young to start learning. What recommendations do you have for maybe people that have teenagers and are just kind of getting, and kind of how to go about that, and so that we do have more financially fit kids growing up?
Yeah, I can share my own family dynamic. I have a 15-year-old, and she has an allowance every month, and she has an automatic amount of that goes right into her savings account to encourage her to always save for yourself first, pay yourself first before you spend it, you know, have obligations that you need to live off of on a monthly basis. So for her, I mean, anybody, an allowance, a part-time job, before you get used to spending it in your discretionary spending, have a certain amount that you allocate towards savings so it comes right off the top, you don't see it, it's not part of your lifestyle, and it's there for emergencies, college, retirement, whatever that money needs to go towards, getting in that habit of always setting something aside from every dollar.
Yeah, especially before you start having all of these other responsibilities. It's nice to be able to
if you can get started with the right foundation of having some savings and getting in that mindset of saving. It's hard when you're trying to work backwards, where you finally have this lifestyle that you have, then you're trying to set some goals. Well, it's going to take some time to maybe make some changes in terms of what your monthly obligations are.
Right.
You're already in that path, so it may not be an overnight process to change that.
So if you get into the habit early of you know, taking some right off the top and putting it away as you progress through your career, I'm sure you'd probably still do that because that is built in. And you'd have that little nest egg growing, and boy, over time that really does add up, doesn't it?
It does, and I don't remember where I saw the study, but if you were to take $100 a month and save it from age, 20 to age 30, same rate of return that you would get, versus if you started to save that same money, that same $100 from age 30 to 65, which portfolio do you think would have more money in the end?
The first one.
First one, yeah, because of that compounding effect that money can have. So early savers, that money, if it's the same interest rate, would have a much better return, because you figure if you had a 10% return, your money would double every 7.2 years. Well, that extra 10 years that it sat in that younger person's account doesn't seem like much, but when it's doubled and tripled and quadrupled, by the time they hit 60, 65, you're talking, a difference of $300,000 having an extra period of doubling.
Oh my
you take
goodness.
$300,000 and it turns to $600,000. That's not chump change.
Right. You recommend this CFP.net as a resource.
Yes. So if you're wondering, if clients and watchers are wondering what does set a CFP apart, that's a great resource to look at.
Okay,
It tells about the
that's good to know.
ethical standards, the code of standards, the process of how a CFP works. So it'll be a great resource for anybody wanting to know, what does make a CFP different.
And you link everybody to that on your own website at sa3wealth.com.
We have a ton of
correct?
resources on
Yeah.
SA3 Wealth, yep. And then the CFP talks a little bit about that registration.
Okay, is that the same place where they get a hold of you too?
Yes, so we do complimentary reviews, so if you ever want to see what we do a little different, we're happy to do a complimentary review with clients anytime.
That is awesome.
Great information, as always, Stephanie.
Thank you so much for coming in and opening a lot of folks' eyes as to how to have more money down the road with some little changes.
Very good.
That's wonderful. It is a